love me, and I love you.
Content warning. The stories and themes shared throughout this podcast may contain themes that can be distressing for you. If needed, please pause and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. If needed, please reach out to a mental health professional for support.
Welcome back to another episode of Resilient AF with Blair
Alana.
and yes, we're sitting on the same couch. And yeah, we look a little disheveled because we have been up to some mega things. First of all, shout out to Dr. Maddie Rikus in Winnipeg at Crest Dental, who just filled my cavity. And so my mouth is frozen. So I sound weird and my face looks weird, but that's okay. So where do we begin? I moved to Winnipeg. I'm a Manitoba resident.
Which I'm very excited about, which means I have a roommate for a good time, maybe not a long time, but a good time for sure. And so we, as in Blair and I, now have
What do we have?
the ability to live together for the first time in 19 years.
And it's not going to last forever. Alana wants me to be here forever, but
Well,
we're sharing a mic also. We need to figure this out.
it's not that I do want to live with you forever. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I also respect your space and boundaries.
So, anyways, I'm sorting out my situation at my house that I own in BC. And once that's sorted, I'll have a better idea. But the goal for me right now is I'm living in Alana's basement, and I haven't lived in a basement since I was like 19, 20. And but it's great because it's finished. I have my own space. Alana and I get along very, very good. And my goal is before the new year, probably like fall, winter, is to find a place of my own. But while I'm here this summer, we have a lot of travel happening for work that I'm just going to enjoy living in Alana's basement. So, like, what have we been up to? Do you want to give kind of a recap?
Sure thing. Well, so last time we spoke was before our annual Life Week, which means, oh, and it's thundering behind us. Blair and I went to a music festival called Bass Coast in Merritt, British Columbia for the second year in a row. And we dubbed it Life Week, which, as you know, we have Grief Week, and this is the opposite of that, where we just get to be free, be our inner child, live life, reunite with family and friends, and have a ball. And so it was such an amazing time.
Wait, talk about the tent number.
Oh, yes. So our tent number was 36, and I believe our tent last year was 18. And if you are Jewish, you would know that 18 signifies chai, which means life, because each of the letters equal 18. So we had
Each of the Hebrew letters.
yes. So we had 36, which is double chai, which is very apt that it was our second year there
Mhm.
and having a double chai, and our tent was beside a river, and it was wonderful. Um, Lots of people don't sleep at music festivals, but I do, and Blair does too. So I actually had really good sleeps there, and we had a really fun setup, and it was such a fun time, and it was such a good kickoff to Life Week, which then led to
Well, so also this, I hit mute. So this weekend was my last official weekend in British Columbia, and so this festival is called Bass Coast. It's an electronic and art music festival. And when I moved to BC in 2008, that summer I went to the very first Bass Coast, and I've been to not all of them, but almost all of them ever since. And so for this to be my last weekend, I can't talk, it hurts. For this to be my last weekend in BC was amazing, and to do it with some of my most favorite people. And we left a day early so we could pack my car in Kamloops and drive. Yeah, Alana, back to you.
yes. I'm gonna save her from her sore mouth. Is it sore? Is it just
It's numb.
from?
It's not
Oh,
sore.
okay.
But like
It's
fine.
frozen.
It's
Um, So then we headed on our journey. Our first stop was in Radium Hot Springs. I have never been in a hot springs before. So that was very cool. It was a very beautiful drive. We listened to a lot of music that first day. And yeah, we stopped, we popped into the pools, saw some of those animals. What are they? Horned something?
Sheep, bighorn sheep.
Bighorn sheep. And then we went to bed. And then we woke up very early,
And had a very long
a
day.
very, very long day. So we had a very lofty goal of getting from Radium Hot Springs to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And in the middle of it, we stopped in Calgary to see one of my dear friends and her littles and see one of our newer friends, Hannah, who we've met online and we're connected with. Um, Instagram account is that girl Hannah,
Yeah.
that GRL Hannah. And it was very lovely to meet with her. And we had a lovely brunch with her and spent time with her. And then she lent us her office for a meeting. And then we continued en route. And something I think is really impressive of us is we did not stop at Tim Hortons or Starbucks once on this whole journey.
Not on purpose.
Until the end, I was trying to be purposeful near the end when I realized because it was kind of a game and I love gamifying things. And so we stopped at all these really cute small coffee shops in different places like Bassano, Alberta, um, in Moose Jaw, which was our second stop. So we ended up making it there. We stayed at the spa there that everyone has talked about, or at least I've heard about it once or twice. Ooh, Temple Gardens. And it was so lovely. And Moose Jaw is a very, if you haven't been to Moose Jaw, highly recommend. Very, very cute. Best latte I had on the whole road trip there. But yeah, it was fun. And we got along the whole road trip. Before Blair takes the mic back, I just want to say I didn't listen to Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, so we didn't fight.
And because I was driving, I was in control. But we like, so how did we survive? So I just want to like back up on a little side quest here. So before Base Coast, I actually drove to Idaho and I was speaking at my friend Hazen's event, which was a Sawtooth Primitive Gathering. It was like really cool multi-day like family camping workshops. I was speaking. I led a workshop on resilience, duh. But I did it by myself. That was the longest I've ever driven by myself. On the way down, I broke it into 2 days. On the way back, I broke it into 3 days. And I listened to a lot of books. And it went by really fast. And Alana knows my taste in books. And so Alana did really good at choosing what we listened to. So we listened to books and we listened to different playlists and podcasts. So we listened to Giggly Squad. We listened to Good Hang with Amy Poehler. That'd be like a dream podcast for us to be on.
That'd be so fun. We also listened to Las Culturistas, and it was Blair's very first time listening to Las Culturistas.
And then what was the name of the book?
Magic Isn't Real by
It's a
Hannah Murray, I want to say. She was an actor. She's now a retired actor. It was so good.
Yeah. So it was really great sister bonding. So like the original plan was for us to go to Base Coast and then go out to my lake spot at Seymour Arm in BC, but my life changed. And so instead I said we were gonna like maybe go get a hotel at Sun Peaks or at like Lac Lejeune. And then I said, you know what? What if we just make a road trip of it, pack my car up with as much as we can, which actually isn't very much. My God, but I now have my paddleboard and my computer with me, my like desktop. And we made our way across Canada for Life Week and we just made it a thing. And we've decided next year for this festival, we're going to drive to and from and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to really make the most of like week and a half, life week and a half. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on now. And, now it's my first summer in 19 years of being in Winnipeg. And, oh,
I'm just gonna step away quickly.
yeah. So it's pouring rain, and Alana's gonna go, I don't know, maybe get the cats or close the windows or something. So, anyways, it's my first summer, and I just got through my first weekend of being a Manitoba resident again, and it was just so lovely. My neighbors from our childhood home, which is on a street called Waterloo. One of the neighbors threw a barbecue, a welcome back barbecue, which was so nice. And it was just lovely to catch up with like some of the neighbors that are our age and the moms. And that felt really welcoming. There's that piece missing because my parents are gone, our parents are gone, and my mom isn't here, but these are like adopted parents. They take care of us. Usually the person, Cheryl, shout out Cheryl, who hosted, usually she's the first person to acknowledge like our mother's birthday or Mother's Day or anything like that. And then the next day I woke up and I drove out to the beach and spent the day at Winnipeg Beach, and I like had lunch in Matlock and spent the afternoon at the beach with my friends and their kids, and I ran into she used to be Mrs. Bronstein, Miriam Cohen, and she was my grade 6 music teacher. Yeah, she's my elementary music teacher, but in grade 6 we were in a choir and had to learn all the Beatles songs. But I use one of her vocal warm-ups before I speak. Okay, I'll try.
She's frozen though,
Uh,
so she's gonna do
okay.
her best.
The tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. I usually do that a few times before I like speak on stage. Um, but anyways, yeah, it was really nice to run into people. And then, yeah, I made my way home. And then Sunday woke up and met one of my best friends for brunch in Assiniboine Park, which is like a staple of my life. We live close to it. And then I spent the afternoon with family. We spent the afternoon with family at our little cousin Sloane's second birthday party by the pool. So it was just like the perfect first weekend back in Winnipeg, and it's the right decision. I feel completely at peace and grounded. I'm still moving through a lot of big feelings, and I think it's going to be normal for a while. It's a part of grief, but like I feel really, really good, especially because my cavity is now filled.
Yeah, and because like something I've noticed with Blair is very social. However, she's also a homebody. And since being home, she has been tootling a boot, as our friend Kara would say, or ticking about. But she's been all over the city and seeing all of her friends and family, and it makes me so happy every time she has a plan. Because she has so many loved ones. Sorry, it is like
We're at a car
I
wash.
was just gonna say that. Like it's like someone's pouring water on the windows right now. But I bet you Blair missed the prairie storms.
I miss my friends and family. The prairie storms are nice. Because I used to live in the desert and it didn't really, there was no precipitation. But other than that, like, summer's here. There's lots of cool things to do. Like I saw like Folklorama, there's other music festivals, there's concerts, all sorts of things. Moving from somewhere with like under 100,000 people to just like under 1 million people, there's just a lot more things to do here, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to get as much time in as I can at the beach and in the forest. This morning I walked along Wellington Crescent, which is this beautiful area, through the trees to yoga. And my auntie Susan leads a yoga class, so I took that class, and it's like my new Monday routine, and I loved it. And I ran into a friend and some other people I haven't seen in a while there, so I feel really good, and I'm happy to be back in Winnipeg. And coming up, we have we'll do a season finale next week. So this is episode 89. Next week, Alana and I are going to be back for the season finale, and then we're going to take some time off over the summer and record some new episodes, and we'll be back in the fall. But is there anything else you want to add?
I'm just really excited for Blair to reacquaint herself with Winnipeg and everything Winnipeg has to offer. And maybe it'll be like a little side quest series that we talk about.
Yeah, we also have Under the Griefluence, which we'll probably post on over the summer, which is our Substack. But we'll get to that all next week. Since we've been back, which was Tuesday, and recording this, this is now Monday, so it's a week. I've only had one egg. Oh no, maybe I have two. I've had two cheese and egg nips.
Secret. Sneaky nips, because I didn't know she had any.
Yeah, anyways, I pulled the mic away. But I think that's it for today. So that's a little update. Life week. Things are good. We're living life. I'm getting grounded, and it feels really good for me to be home. It's a homecoming. Something I wanted 5 years ago, and it's finally happened. It's taken half a decade, but I'm back. And so without further ado, thank you for tuning into this episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to record a podcast right after the dentist. You're going to get through those hard times. You're not alone. And just remember, you are resilient AF. That's a wrap for another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. And thank you for listening. Are you feeling inspired to bounce forward?
Let's connect at theglobalresilienceproject.com, where you can read many stories of resilience, buy our books, shop our clothing line, learn more about how to strengthen your resilience muscle, be empowered, and more.
Remember, friends, you are resilient AF.